Hey there guys, Prince Laharu-kun here with an update video. This is probably going to be more like a vlog type video because there's been something that's really been on my mind concerning my channel for the longest time that I've never quite been able to really, I guess, talk about because I was worried that if I talked about it freely that it might dissuade people from watching. Not really dissuade people, but more like, I don't really know how to put it, but it's just something I didn't really want to talk about, but I think it's about time I finally do. Because I didn't want to talk about this because I guess what I realized was I felt like it would sound more like I'm kind of whining, but this is an actual issue that I feel that small channels all go through, and it inevitably leads up to a bad outcome, so I think it's just time I talk to you guys about this and I get your opinion on something. And I think it's also nice to have videos where we can have discussions like these too, but that's just me. I've always liked these vloggy style type videos anyways, so that's just been a thing. So, as you know, from the past like 2 or 3 years of my channel, I have been incredibly inconsistent with my uploads. When I initially started YouTube, I actually was very consistent about it. I tried to get a video out each day, or at the very least every other day if I couldn't manage it, and overall, updates weren't terribly sparse, and then as time went on, I kinda slowly stopped doing that after a while, and things kinda slowed down dramatically. And part of that has to do with, well, life. Life always gets in the way of things, it's a pain in the ass. You guys know how it is, you all lead with a life, I think, so you know full well what it's like. But the thing is that while YouTube isn't my job, I do have an incredibly small, maybe like 2 or 3, well, probably more than that. There's probably some of you out there who watch my content and just don't comment, but I have a small following, and I appreciate all you guys, I really do. I still do to this day, and I always will for probably the rest of my life, to be honest with you, because YouTube wasn't supposed to be what it was, but I've gone over that many times. But the thing is that I've been having a lot of it. Besides life, I feel like with YouTube, I've run into that same wall that so many YouTubers run into. Now, the thing is that making videos is really fun. I love recording videos, I love putting them up, I love seeing your guys' response either to a game you've never seen before or hearing your experiences of how you played the game. And the nice thing about being a small channel is that trolls and mean people or whatever, I've only ever really had that happen maybe twice. And overall, it's been a really positive experience. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, don't read the comments, they're terrible, but like, the few of you that do comment, you know, it's generally always really good, and that makes me really happy to read them. But here's the thing though, and this is the part where I didn't really want to talk about this because it's gonna sound really whiny, but like I said, gonna have to. I'm not quite at the level that I wish I would be after so long of YouTube. Now, again, I'm not trying to discredit those of you who do support my content, and those of you who do watch my videos or leave a like or even in some cases comment, but the fact is that even when I was uploading regularly, my content stagnated. Like, I'd go back and look at my Mother 3 Let's Play, for example, and there would be quite a few videos where no one left any comments. Or I'd look at To the Moon, and even though To the Moon did pretty well in views in terms of what my usual content does, there's also very few comments. Now I realize that comments should never be the prime reason for making videos, but I'm gonna tell you straight up that even the big time YouTubers that people think, oh, they're never gonna read my comment, they do. They really do, and comments are part of what makes YouTube part of it. There's always the running gag of, oh, don't read the comments, but that's just because when you get to be really big, you kind of become desensitized to them because you're so used to them being there. And at the end of it, comments get sort of shoved under the bus, as it were, because it's easy to point out the jerks and the assholes in the group because that's what we've been trained to do. That's just what we're trained to do. It's part of our human nature. When we see something negative, we magnify it. Usually, most of the time, the good stuff gets buried because, oh, it's so common to hear talks about how, say, oh, people saying Lucagen's a really great person. Like, everyone tells her that, but then there's this one negative comment, and then all the trolls gather around it, and suddenly it becomes the top comment, which attracts the other trolls, which then in turn creates a domino effect, and then nobody sees the good side of it anymore, and then people end up not seeing good comments, and you get the idea. You've all been on the internet for long enough to understand that. But the thing is that as a small channel, and as someone who's never planning to utilize YouTube as a means of income, and that's a whole other discussion, but I don't feel like I'm quite where I want to be. And I realize that sounds very selfish and very strange for a reason to not post content anymore. But the thing is that it's really, really hard to continue to make videos when it legitimately feels like no matter what you do, you're just gonna stagnate, you know? And I know a few of my friends who are like this. Like, some of us had to take a break from YouTube, and then we came back and we post videos, and all of a sudden everyone just stops watching our videos out of, you know, just the fact that we haven't been uploading in a while, and the people that don't watch us anymore probably forgot to unsubscribe or something. And that's even more discouraging. And I'm not saying I'm going to quit YouTube, by the way. Like, I do want to finish the 2 projects that I have still, and I've been brainstorming tons of other projects, and I even have one planned for after Disgaea, and all that fun stuff. It's just, I just haven't really wanted to record videos precisely because of that. And the other thing is that I don't know how to go about getting more viewers or commenters or whatever, because the thing about YouTube is that it's always looked down upon to advertise yourself in another comment section, or to just advertise yourself in general unless it's on something like Twitter. But then you can't expect everyone on your YouTube to follow Twitter, and you can't expect to get a ton of new subscribers or whatever from Twitter and all that stuff, because one thing I've realized about YouTube after being in this for as long as I have is that it's kind of random, actually. Or at least it feels very random. Because the thing is that, and I'm gonna use a specific YouTuber as an example. Well, maybe I shouldn't. There's a YouTuber who I watched his old content, and he was very much a small-time YouTuber. And then, just out of nowhere, a big-time YouTuber noticed his channel. And they liked it so much that they decided to include them in their group of friends. And suddenly, through them, they were able to get into a collab project, and ultimately, which that led to them being the YouTuber that they are now, because of their close relations. And in that way, YouTube works like a job. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And that is the biggest single truth of life. Like, I used to not believe that, and then consistently, all these things that happened to me that are good, or in some cases bad, only happened because of who I knew and not what I knew. Because what you know can sometimes be really irrelevant. Life pro tip for you. So that's the thing, is that major YouTubers aren't watching small channels anymore. You know, that's the other thing too. And it's like, I realize it sounds like, oh, I'm complaining because not big YouTubers are paying attention to my channel, and that's really not it. It's just, like I said, it's really hard to continue to upload and make content when you don't get any feedback on it. And I guess that's also part of the reason why I've always been so apprehensive of buying new equipment, because it's like, well, I've had the money to buy new equipment in the past, but then I don't, because it's like, what would be the bloody point, considering I don't have much of a viewer base now anyways. And sure, I could blame it on the fact that I'm doing Let's Plays, and Let's Plays are boring and bland and blah 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 blah, and everyone does them. But that's not the case, because you could say that about reviews. There's a ton of review channels out there. There's tons of them. There are probably more review channels out there than there are gaming, or, yeah, Let's Play channels. Or at least there used to be, until every review channel kind of made a Let's Play channel, but whatever. They can do whatever they want. I don't care. But, like, yeah, that's just kind of how it is. Like, And I don't mean to rag on big-time YouTubers, because I fully understand that they're super busy with their lives and with their YouTube channels, and, you know, that's just how it is. YouTube for them is a job, and they have to look out for themselves first and foremost, and that's just what it is now, because YouTube isn't really much of a hobby anymore to people, because as time has gone on, a lot of the people who initially started out and did so eventually became big, and they had to start considering other things. So, that's just some of the stuff that's been on my mind. And I don't really know how to feel about YouTube, to be completely honest with you. As of late, if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I've been streaming every week. I haven't missed a single stream, because streaming is so much fun. I'm really having a ton of fun with streaming. And I will say that the only reason I even have any remote viewer base on Twitch is literally because of Slim Kirby. Like, let's be honest here. I somehow became friends with Slim Kirby. Like I said, it's who you know and not what you know. And he's kind of the reason I even have a viewer base, because consequently, because I've frequented his chats, and because he specifically points me out, people notice me, and then they're like, hey, let's follow you on Twitch, and then they do, and then I have a viewer base on Twitch. And that's the thing, is that Twitch is also fun because there's that immediate feedback too. Like, there's no putting up a video and just crossing my fingers and hoping people like it, or putting it up and just being like, oh man, what if I miss something in editing, and then someone's gonna point it out, because if that happens on stream, it's like, oh crap, I messed that up. Oh well, let me fix that. So, like I said, I don't know how I feel about YouTube, and I will finish Disgaea. Like, I've wanted to do Disgaea ever since I started Let's Playing, and the content that I have made for Disgaea has made me very proud. Like, my Item World Basics video has gotten a ton of views. Like, holy crap, dude. I am incredibly proud of that video, and I'm really, really glad that I could supply that kind of a video to someone, because the nice thing about that video, and the reason I'm so happy that I made that video, is because there was a lot of feedback on it. A lot of people said, hey, thanks for making a video that I can understand the item world in. There's a lot of videos out there that just show gameplay and don't actually explain anything, and you took the time to do that. And I'm like, well, no problem. This is the fun of doing Let's Plays, is that I get to do stuff like that. And I realize I take a more walkthrough-y approach, but like, I try not to make it so walkthrough-y that it's like, well, a walkthrough. Oh man, I am a master of English. So yeah, that's just some stuff that's been on my mind. Like I said, Let's Plays are very fun for me to make. I really enjoy them. I love sitting down and playing a game and recording it. But to be honest with you, it's really hard to do that when you just don't get that sort of feedback. And I'm not begging for comments. Like, that is not the case. If you watch my content and you don't want to comment and you don't want to start now, then you don't have to. I cannot force you to comment, but I'm just saying that, like, I want to find growth in my channel. And I think that that's something that every YouTuber wants. Every YouTuber wants to find growth. There's some channels that just get it naturally because they're popular, but then there's the small channels who, well, it's very unclear how to even really do that unless you get lucky and pray to God that when you upload this video, that a big-time YouTuber sees it, watches it, likes you, and then watches your content, then likes you some more, and then advertises you or talks about you on Twitter. And the odds of that happening are pretty much none. I say this even though I'm friends with Slim Kirby, but that's a weird coincidence, let me tell you. Anyway, this is just a bit of a ranty vlog type video to also give you guys an idea of where I've been and why I haven't been consistent with my uploads, because, you know, excuses and all that. What's new on my channel, right? But yeah, I would like your guys' just general opinions about all the stuff that I talked about in this video. Like, what do you think? What do you think about YouTube growth? How do you think channels should grow? Like, is there anything you can think of that could be done? I know consistency is key, and that's a really important thing, and I would like to be consistent, but, you know. So, yeah, just, if you... This is kind of contradictory to what I literally just said 2 minutes ago, but leave a comment. Say, just let me know what you guys think. I really do appreciate all of you. Like, I really, really do. I look at my subscriber count, and for God knows whatever reason, I occasionally get like 1 or 2 subscribers, and I get really happy and excited, and I'm like, why the hell is my comment subscribers? Why is my subscriber count going up when I'm not uploading? And it's like, that makes me feel really good, because maybe someone started watching my old content and liked me and subscribed to me. You know? It's really something, because 1 subscriber is literally, like, amazing to me. That's how much 1 subscription matters, because it's like someone legitimately liked my content and subscribed. And that's happened 291 times now somehow. I had a point where I was going down in subs, and suddenly just boom, I'm going up by a very slow margin, but still. 1 sub is 1 sub, dang it. Don't underestimate 1 sub. Yep, I just rambled about my outro. I never was good at making outros. But yeah, leave a comment, let me know what you guys think. And yeah, I'll see you guys in whatever video you decide to watch mine next. Later, guys.